In this video, I wanted to touch base on some recommendations for the inbox page. So the first of which is going to be if somebody responds stop to your campaigns, I would absolutely recommend going in and closing that conversation after you've taken any steps you need to, like adding any tags like DNC or exporting that information out. And you want to keep that contact around so that they are marked as DNC so they don't get marketed to accidentally by pulling another list or anything like that. But when somebody responds stop, when they are aggravated, when they are a conversation that is not going to make you money at all, I would recommend closing the conversation. So let's say this number that dialed me randomly, I have no idea who this is, but somehow they got this phone number and they dialed me. I want to close this conversation. Now, it's not going to delete that conversation. It's not going to irreparably take that conversation out of my system so that I can never find it again. You simply need to go over to the archive, and there it is. You can choose to reopen that conversation in your inbox simply by clicking right there, and there it is. The second tip I would give you would be to make sure if you are doing a lot of outbound calls and you are starting to notice this inbox is filling up with a lot of just phone numbers, make sure you're assigning names to those phone numbers. So make sure you're going in and adding a first and last name, maybe an email address, so you can see more quickly who you've been phoning, who you've been giving phone calls to. It's not the biggest deal in the world. You just want to make sure you understand every single bit of what is happening, what's occurring within your inbox. That being said, you can always just close that conversation or delete those contacts very quickly from this top menu. So if these are a lot of phone calls you're making to vendors, maybe to outside services that you will never want to save as a contact, just delete them as a contact after you hang up with them or close the conversation so you're not seeing those phone numbers that you are dialing regularly. That's a perfect segue into the third tip, which is if you are dialing out a phone number only, something that you are never going to save as a contact within the system, close that conversation. Close that conversation so that you can go into the archive and find it from there. And so it's not muddying up this inbox where all of your money-making conversations are taking place. I think that is really about it. The other thing I would say is make sure you don't accidentally delete a contact by clicking this trash can icon up here or clicking this right here. From there, I think we're all set to move on to the next video.